Oh, code 36
37, right?
or 37, whatever. I don't know the title. I'll change the title.
37.
Oh, fuck. I'll change the title.
Gosh damn it, BT.
My bad, guys.
That's another rookie moment. Fucking
Sorry, I've been a little busy lately.
yeah, okay, buddy. With what?
I can't change it right now. Okay. Packing. I move out in 2 days, too.
Nah, that's just a myth.
Well, not really a jam-packed episode. We kind of got something to watch at 8 o'clock. I'm sure the rest of America will be watching.
Watch out, it's rigged. 1 to 2 minute delay.
They said that's false.
That's CNN, buddy.
Who will drink water? You could bet. I think it's a debate. Somebody put $5,000 that Joe Biden and Donald Trump will shake hands. Anyways, I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started with our NFL. Continue our NFL, like we said. We finished the AFC last week. These were your playoff teams. I guess I'll give you another look. The Chiefs finished first. Get the first round bye. The Jets get second. Texans get third. Ravens get fourth. Steelers. That would set up a Ravens-Steelers wild card matchup. And the Bills, Texans, and a Jets, Bengals. That'd be some entertaining playoff matchups. One would say this would be a certified Hood Classic playoffs, as one would say. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with probably the best division, I would say. I don't know. What's your opinion? Is the NFC North the best division in the NFC?
Okay, let's like.
No, it's the NFC West. Never mind.
NFC East is.
That's top heavy. You know what's
two. Is two. Is just two. I'd say probably NFC West.
Seahawks are a giant question. I don't know. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and get started with the team we have 5-0. The Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, well, they lose their first game.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. Did they beat the Vikings?
I think they do. It's at Lambeau. And I have them losing to the Rams.
And I
think the Rams will be decent next year. They were decent this year, but
obviously they'll beat the Cardinals. How do we want to do the season series of the
Lions win both games?
Oh boy, Packers still on the Bears.
Yeah.
Did the Packers beat the Demons in Lambeau and finally beat 49ers?
Bang bang Niner gang.
Not high on the Packers.
No.
I think they beat the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And I think they beat the Saints. And I think they beat the Vikings. And I think they're going to beat the Bears. They own the Bears. What's that put them at? 12-5?
12-5. I mean, that's where they finished this year, right? Where they finished this year, 10-something.
Yeah, so it'll improve. Jordan Love can continue. I guess that'll jump us straight to the Lions here. Said you're high on the Rams. Are you high on them to go beat the Lions in Ford Field?
No, because I think the Lions can win the Super Bowl next year. I think they only got better this year, too.
Baker Mayfield gets revenge?
No.
Okay, well. Okay, obviously they're going to beat the Cardinals. Seahawks.
I think their first loss comes to the Cowboys, dude. I'm going to be honest with you.
You don't think they're going to want revenge for the last time they played?
And then...
Will Taylor Lewan say he was eligible? We'll say he's going to catch a ball or whatever the fuck his name is.
Dude, I kind of want to, have the Vikings upset here.
Yeah, I could see it.
Since it's at home, too.
Okay, do you think they could beat the 49ers in San Fran?
No.
Okay.
I think I'll have them lose one game to the Bears.
And then beat the Vikings. So that will put the Lions at 11. We're missing a game. Oh. Do you have tie split with the Bears?
I think the Lions will win at home.
Yeah, so you have them. There you go.
So I got.
I guess the Lions will win the division based off a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
And now it's probably the most highest floor or lowest or highest ceiling, lowest floor or highest floor.
I don't know. I think lowest floor has to be the Raiders, dude.
I don't know. Gardner Minshew
think-
can ball out.
Yeah, but
And you have to. You're
the
relying
Raiders
on.
got nobody. The Raiders have no one.
You're relying on a unproven LGBTQ quarterback. I probably shouldn't say
We
that.
can't be talking like that
I
about
know,
our
I know.
show.
Sorry, guys.
You're gonna
Sorry
be the
if that
one.
offended.
You're gonna be the one apologizing.
Okay. Okay. Do you think they beat the Rams?
No. I think they'll beat the Panthers. Panthers are so bad, dude.
I think they'll win
I
these.
think they'll beat
couple.
the. Yeah,
They'll beat all
I
those
like
teams.
that. I can see the Cardinals winning that game though, but I think that the Bears are better than the Cardinals.
I think the Bears sweep the Vikings.
I think they split.
Okay, we'll just do the home and home. I mean,
Okay. Then Seahawks win.
it puts the Bears at 7-10.
Which I mean, hey, it's respectable.
I think we'll have them losing to the 49ers. Who do you think wins the home opener? What an awful first game.
I think it's the Vikings. The Giants are just bad, dude.
Both those teams are going to be bad.
Unless Daniel Jones, I don't know why they paid him so much money, Daniel Jones.
The Rams, obvious.
Yeah.
I think the Cardinals upset here.
Yep.
And the Falcons.
Kirk Cousins revenge game.
Or do you think the Minnesota fans are rowdy enough?
Or is it going to be Penix?
No. Not this early.
I don't know. That's a tough game. It's like you got to flip a coin.
I say the Vikings win because Skull.
Yeah, I'm down.
Home field is going to play a big role in that game. And then Seahawks. Obviously, that puts the Vikings at 5-12.
Yeah.
You can see if
like I said, I mean, if you go back to the Packers real quick.
Yeah, the Packers.
Like they have a pretty tough schedule. Like I could see them losing to the Seahawks, I could see them losing to the Dolphins. I could see them losing to the Colts.
I could see them losing to the Texans, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I mean this is just the NFC North just has a tough schedule this year. And it doesn't help that I'm pretty sure all four of these teams have really bright futures.
Yeah.
I think just based on this future, I think that based on their future, I think their best comparison is the AFC North right now.
Yeah.
There's gonna be three teams pushing 4 teams making the playoffs. I can see that.
Well, no, I think the NFC West is more like the AFC North.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying for the future. I'm not saying
for the future, I could say that.
Yeah.
I think the AFC East would be a good comparison to them.
Yeah. I'd have to agree. The two top teams.
Yeah, you have two.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, whichever way you think of the Dolphins or the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a different comparison for both.
Mm-hmm. And, we're also basing this off of the Bears and Vikings just being young teams. They could easily be good.
So we should do the NFC East because it's just looking at this. We have the Giants and the Commanders at 0-6 both, and then 6-0 for the Eagles and the Giants.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Let's just go since they're going to be on top for next time. But I guess we will do this here. We have announced there will not be a podcast next week for a holiday.
Yeah.
It's my mom's birthday on Wednesday. So
my sister's birthday on Thursday, right?
Wednesday.
The 3rd.
And that she was born on the 4th. And then
3rd.
obviously the 4th.
Yep.
Obviously the 4th is Thursday, and I will have a new background environment next time we stream in 2 weeks. So shout out that. Okay. Well, it's time for college football. I'm going to start out. I have a lot of fun words for the brand new coach at Mississippi State. If you could probably go back to this podcast, and you can go back when I'm talking about the offense. So Mississippi State's new head coach, former Oklahoma offensive coordinator Jeff Lebby. I had a lot of mean things to say about him. So
yeah, BT's mean.
Yeah, I'm a mean guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The problem with this team, I I think I said this earlier. I disagreed with them firing Zach Arnett 1 year into the tenure. I know, with what happened with Mike Leach was tragic, but you should not have fired him. He didn't even have a roster. That was his first year, and whatever. He went 5-7 with. Last year he lost to LSU, which, I mean, that's a perennial. That was the team that had the Heisman winner and all that. He lost to South Carolina, which in overtime. He also had a big win against Arizona. And I guess I didn't mention that. He lost to Alabama. That's expected. Auburn, Kentucky, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, all expected. All teams you knew were better. I mean, to punish he wouldn't have got fired if he didn't lose to South Carolina or one of the overtime games. Which okay. Anyways, so Jeff Lebby comes in. He's going to be their offensive coordinator. His offense, if you remember me, I would say his offenses were very inconsistent all the time at Oklahoma.
Definition of Oklahoma the past 5 years.
No, not 5 years. Stupid. We have 4 10-win seasons in the last 5 years.
Yeah, but
yeah, I mean, come on, inconsistent.
I mean, I guess Rattler was what?
That was 2020, so the year we won the Big 12.
Almost 4 or 5 years ago.
2021 was Lincoln. Holy shit, 3 years ago, Lincoln. Oh my god, I'm feeling old. This is year 3 of Brett Venables this year, which is fucking crazy to me. I'm feeling old, bro. Anyways, back to Mississippi State. Mississippi State returns. I want you to guess how many starters out of 24 that they return.
22. No. 9.
Lower.
5.
Lower.
2.
Higher.
3.
They returned 3 starters from last year. A whole new offense, 2 players on defense, and their kicker.
Yeah, kickers are people too.
Yeah. Obviously, their quarterback is going to be. We know him well. Both of our schools played against him a lot. Blake Shapen, former Baylor quarterback. It's gonna be this.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
He's always been bad.
Talk about inconsistent. There'd be some games he would look like Johnny Manziel, and some he looks like Nathan Peterman.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I have here. One player to look at is Kelly Akariai. He's a transfer from UTEP. Had 1,000 receiving yards last year. Probably going to be their wide receiver 1. I mean, it's just going to be a rebuilding year essentially, and hopefully they don't fire their coach after 1 year, which should kind of be funny. Okay, we'll go ahead and start with their schedule. They start off against Eastern Kentucky. I have them beating Eastern Kentucky, obviously. Then they play at Arizona State. I have them beating Arizona State. I know I'm not going to have Mississippi State do good, but I just think one of the worst teams in the SEC is probably better than the worst team in the Big 12.
Well, and Arizona State really doesn't have nothing going for them. So
yeah, and they have a lot of sanctions going on and all that.
Yep.
Shit. Shout out Herm Edwards. And I have them beating Toledo. Shout out Matt Campbell. Okay, and then they start their SEC gauntlet. I have them taking 3 straight losses to Florida, Texas, and Georgia. And then I have the biggest upset on their schedule. I have them upsetting Texas A&M. At home, the cowbells will be ringing. What a tradition! That's one of my favorite traditions in the SEC. Then I think they're gonna lose to Arkansas.
Or Kansas.
And then they play UMass. Stevie, how do you think I have them against UMass?
Killing them.
Yes, I have them killing UMass. Then they end out another tough stretch of 3 games. Tennessee, Missouri, Ole Miss. I have them losing, which would put them at 5-7 and 1-7 in the SEC. They're one of my bottom feeders. So.
I mean, 5-7 in the SEC isn't bad.
Yeah, but 1-7 in the SEC.
Yeah,
they look at the bright side. They won all 4 non-conference games.
Yeah, but
but that's not gonna finish them last in the SEC. As I have another team that's last that you guys probably already know.
Yep, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Now let's see what these girls are calling him.
You're funny, buddy. So, what do you think their ceiling is?
I think your ceiling is 5-7. There, you have a
You don't
tough.
think
I
they
mean,
can upset any of those teams? I
I'll
think they
read.
could beat Florida.
I'll read you their SEC schedule: Florida, Texas, Georgia, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, Ole Miss. I have them winning one, which is already pretty fucking generous in general.
Yeah, but I mean, teams
Yeah.
have overproduced in some years, so you never know. They could upset one of those games.
Yeah, especially with it being like we've seen transfer portal teams that are predominantly built on the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can go in and like TCU in 22, right? Yeah, that was predominantly built. Sonny Dice brought in a lot of transfers, and look what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go ahead with one of the probably sleeper teams nobody's talking about, Rock Chalk and Jayhawk.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk. So, yeah, they're a pretty interesting team. I wouldn't say they're slept on. They're, I think last time I checked, like third or fourth greatest odds to win the Big 12 this year.
They just updated that. Did you see that? UCF jumped up into the top 5 to win the Big 12 this year.
What the hell, dude? What?
Hold on.
Wait.
I'm gonna see if I can
Should
find
I
it.
wait? Oh, I'm stupid. I should have done Central Florida earlier this season. Or did I?
No, because we're going by alphabet, and they're technically considered a UCF.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll try to find the new Big 12 odds. Because I think.
But
So
yeah, they're an interesting team, but like the only reason why, and I'm not saying like nothing bad against Kansas. I mean, shit, I have them beating Iowa State this year. But they're just returning a lot of players, BT. I mean, you know, they had a really good season last year, and they didn't even have Jalen Daniels. They had Jason Bean. Shout out him. Remember Jason Dean.
yeah.
Jason Bean, Kansas legend. But yeah, they're just returning a lot of players. I mean, they got Jalen Daniels coming back, who is capable of winning Heisman, in my opinion. Wouldn't you agree, BT?
Yeah, I mean, as you can, he is. If he could stay healthy, he could lead Kansas to the playoff.
Yeah, and
the key word is if he has to stay healthy.
I mean, look at his 2022 year. He had 2,000 yards, 18 passing touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, and then 7 rushing touchdowns. In my opinion, he's one of the better quarterbacks, in the Big 12. And in my opinion, if he has a good season, BT, I could legit see him, be sliding up in mock drafts. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The only thing bad with him is his height, though. He's only 6 foot.
Yeah, and then I will add one thing. If he gets hurt, Kansas no longer has Jason Bean to lean back on.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna redo this since it just updated. They just came out with the brand new rankings for the Big 12.
Hmm?
So Utah has jumped up. Probably they are the overwhelming favorite at 13-4 odds to win the Big 12.
It makes sense. I had them winning, or I had them winning the Big 12.
Kansas State is up to number 2 with 4-1.
I don't understand Kansas State's, and I'll get into this next week, dude.
Yeah. And then I'll just read you the top. I'll read you the top 6, 7, whatever, or top 8. I'll read you the top 8, top half of the conference. Then Oklahoma State 7-1, they're third, and then UCF jumps up plus 750 to go 15-2, and another big jumper. The Kansas Jayhawks jumps up plus 850, passing notable teams like Iowa State and Arizona.
BT, I'm gonna be honest with you, bud. I'm
and
gonna have to put some money down on Iowa State winning the Big 12.
I mean, right now it pays out 10-1. So if you were to put $10, you'd win $100. The Iowa State wins the Big 12.
If I paid $1,
you would.
I get paid $10.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if you were to put $10 on Houston to win the Big 12, you win $1,000, buddy.
What about Arizona State?
Actually, Houston and BYU are last in the conference for odds. Arizona State's 80-1.
I don't understand that.
And then, so you could see the drop off. Colorado, We can get into this after we're done predicting. I want to talk about this. I forgot to add this to
Okay.
the script, but
So you want me to continue?
yes,
talking?
continue on Kansas.
But like I said, they're a really experienced team, and they have a lot of players coming back. I've talked about Jalen Daniels, but one of the big contributors is Devin Neal, one of the best running backs in college football, coming off an amazing season, 1,280 yards, 16 rushing touchdowns. He's amazing. He.
Can I tell you this?
Mhm.
Their tight end, you may remember him, Jared Casey. He is still at Kansas, and he is going to be their starting tight end.
Yeah, do you know why?
Why?
Because Deshaun Hanukkah tore his Achilles.
Well, that's fair. But they also returned some notable wide receivers. If you watched any Kansas, I'll let you get into that.
Yeah, and I was going to get into that. Like I said, the whole summary about Kansas football and why they're getting so hyped up is because they're returning so many players. BT,
Yeah.
they're returning their backup running back who also had a pretty good season. What is his name? Daniel Hishaw Jr. He had 626 yards and 8 touchdowns. Probably one of the better 1-2 punches in the Big 12 regarding running backs. And then getting the receivers, dude, Arnold, I think he's gonna have a big year. Yeah, he's gonna be really good this year. And isn't Skinner coming back?
Yes, Skinner's coming back, and Graham.
Yep. And so they have a lot of players coming back. I'm not excited for them.
They also have a really good safety unit too.
Logan.
You have.
Oh, he got drafted.
No, you have Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah, he's still there.
Yep, and then Mello Dotson and Marvin Grant. Some notable players. Probably one of the best secondary groups in the Big 12.
Yeah, I'd take Iowa State's over though. Not being biased.
I don't know. Kobe Bryant's being projected a first-round pick next year. So
yeah, I mean he has all the talents for it. I mean, if you watch games,
that's not the same one that was at Cincinnati, isn't it?
No, he's in the NFL. He got drafted by the Seahawks.
I was gonna say there's gonna be 2 Kobe Bryants in the.
Yeah, and then I think they're bringing back majority of their defense as well.
Yeah.
Except shout out Hayden Hatcher, former LC alum.
Yeah.
But they had a pretty good defense last year, and they're bringing back majority, like BT said, majority of their secondary. And a lot of other players as well.
They have a redshirt. Their backup quarterback is a redshirt freshman.
Yeah, isn't it like Ballard?
Cole Ballard, son of NFL GM Chris Ballard of the Indianapolis Colts.
But he's only 5'10". Oh, he's 16. Never mind. But yeah, just very interesting outlook for Kansas this year, dude. So getting into their schedule, they have a pretty easy first 3 games. First week is they're playing Lindenwood.
Isn't that that sounds like a school that's in Iowa, bro?
No, but Owen Thomas, he committed there.
Yeah, so we'll see him.
Yeah,
maybe.
Then they play Illinois second week. I think Kansas has a lot more talent.
And that Lindenwood game's on a Thursday night to open the season.
Is it one of the first games of the season?
Yes, no, because it's not technically week 0, but it's the first game. It'll be probably the first Big 12 game.
It's like one of the first games of week 1.
Yes, it's the first Big 12 game of week 1, which we'll be going in depth. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah,
in depth.
We'll get into more details about season 2 coming up in a month or so. One more month, and we'll start season 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
BT. Everything.
You got some catching up to do, bud. I beat your ass last year.
Yeah, I gotta win locks of the week because this time real money could be bet on them.
And then second game they play Illinois. I just think Kansas has a lot more talent than Illinois.
Yeah, and Illinois is not really that good.
Yeah,
they just played in a good Big 10.
They lost a lot of players too. So
yeah.
Then they got an interesting game in UNLV.
Stupid knows about UNLV.
Keyshawn Gilbert.
Yeah.
No, but I mean UNLV they're coming off a good season for the first time, so it's going to be interesting to see how they rebound from that. But I think Kansas gets the dub, so they start off 3-0 BT, and then I have them losing their first game against West Virginia, Rocky Mountain Top, buddy.
Isn't that Tennessee?
I don't fucking know.
That's Tennessee, dude. Don't.
Country Road, take me home. There we go.
Not Rocky Tops, dude.
Rocky Top hat. Yeah, I think the West Virginia is gonna be a sleeper team, and like this, the West Virginia I can see as being a sleeper team rather than
Yeah.
Kansas, because I think Kansas is gonna have a hell of a season. But then they get the rebound. They go on a pretty easy 2-game stretch. They play TCU and Arizona
3-game
State. I think
stretch.
they get the job done with those 2 games. Like I said, Arizona State is one of the worst teams in my opinion in the Big 12. TCU is it's interesting. TCU, I think they're either gonna be dog shit or just barely getting a bowl game, which I'll get into them
Do you
later.
think Sonny Dykes? I don't want to get off topic, but do you think Sonny Dykes is on the hot seat?
I mean,
If he has a really bad season here,
I think this is the perfect example of how like older players,
yeah, because you see a lot of these teams that relied on COVID guys,
mhm.
and trust me, Oklahoma played a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at back as the national championship team, like they had so many seniors. You know what I mean?
This is the last year of the COVID rules, so
Yeah,
you don't have to worry
yeah.
about no COVID seniors anymore
Yeah,
after this year.
it's interesting because they don't have all those upperclassmen that they used to, so it's really impacting their season. And I just personally think that they're gonna either be, not bottom of the barrel, but like fifth to last or something like
Yeah.
that in the Big 12.
I think they were 7th in the Big 12 odds, the new Big 12
Yeah.
odds.
So, and then I got them winning against Houston. Like I said, Houston could win this game. I think this is a very winnable game for Houston, but I'm banking on Kansas just hitting every bar this year.
Yeah.
And then I have them losing against Kansas State. Just rivalry game. Kansas State's one of the
Sunflower
better.
Showdown. I think
Yeah.
that's what they call it.
One of the better Big 12 teams in the on their schedule and in the conference. So I got Kansas State winning that game and Kansas losing. And then I have them beating Iowa State, which hurts me to say because I ultimately think we can beat them. And I wouldn't be surprised. But Iowa State, it's weird. Iowa State plays really good against Kansas, but it's always mistakes that like keeps us from winning. A good example is a couple years ago. Remember all those missed field goals?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I got Kansas winning against Iowa State. I have them winning against BYU. And then, I think Colorado Kansas is going to be a really good game. That could be a game where Colorado's, playing to get into a bowl game. But ultimately, I think Kansas beats them, and I think Kansas will handle Baylor.
That's a 10-win season for Kansas.
Yeah, I have them going 10-2.
Is that good enough for you to get in the Big 12 championship?
I think now it is. Last episode I had Iowa State at 9-3.
Yeah. And with I guess, did you have them 3 losses in the?
Let me check. Yeah, I had them 9-3.
And then 3 losses in the Big 12. I guess that wouldn't really matter.
Yeah, I had them losing West Virginia, Kansas, and Utah. And I ultimately think it's going to be Utah and Kansas in the Big 12 championship,
which would be crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like here's
my
the
question
thing.
for you.
So like, no, just real quick.
Yeah.
Going back to the TCU thing, who is a 5th-year redshirt this year?
Jalen Daniels.
Yeah.
This is crazy. But okay. Is Lance Leipold gone after a 10-2 season at Kansas? Does he go get a higher job?
He could. I mean, he's rebuilt this program.
Yes.
Do you think
he has incentive to stay at Kansas?
I know
you're building that whole new. You have a whole new stadium coming. I mean, maybe I don't know. You don't know what jobs are obviously going to open, but I mean, he would prefer maybe a Big 10 job. And if you
just thinking of teams right now.
Maybe Kirk Ferentz is retiring. Iowa's going to be open.
Maybe
I think Iowa.
It really just depends on the situation. I guess because wasn't he like in the conversation for LSU?
He was, but I think he said he wanted to go to a more like Big Ten type job up in the upper
Yeah, I
Midwest.
mean, which makes sense.
Like he was hinted at Nebraska a couple years ago, and then I just
yeah, like I said,
I
I
don't
think
know.
it.
Maybe I don't know who's going to be open in the Big Ten. I mean, maybe if I'm Iowa and Kirk Ferentz retires, I think Lance Leipold is my first call. If he really goes up to a 10-2 season,
I
I
think,
don't know.
like I said, I think it depends on what job openings open up,
Yeah,
and then what Lance Leipold, because he could be that type of guy. He kind of reminds me. I mean, look what he did. He was a coach at Liberty, right?
no, he was a coach at Buffalo. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Buffalo.
Buffalo. I
Because
mean, look what he did for Buffalo.
yeah, and before that, he won multiple national championships for Wisconsin Whitewater or something
Yeah,
in the D2.
yep. And so like he's made a habit of building these programs up, and he's done it with Kansas. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I'm sure
like
if a team pays high enough for him,
BT these seniors. You know what I mean? Like, and this goes back to TCU. These seniors, were on those horrible Kansas teams. You know what I mean?
yeah, and maybe he sees a thing, or maybe he thinks he could take over the Big 12 with
Yeah,
Kansas. I
he could
mean,
be the new
because
Gundy.
yeah, the big. Well, he's older.
Yeah,
The Big 12 is wide open. Like
yeah.
you need somebody to take over Oklahoma and
Mm-hmm.
Texas's role.
Yeah. Well, and
Which
especially like now, because if there was ever a year for them to win, I think this is probably the best year
yeah,
because they have so many upperclassmen.
and if you can go and win the Big 12, that'll bump up your recruiting.
Yeah. And yeah. So my prediction for them, I got 10-5. My floor for them, I think, is 7-5. But my ceiling, I have a high ceiling. I think they could get 12-0. Which is crazy to say about Kansas, dude.
Dude,
Absolutely wild.
Dude, Kansas could be in the fucking playoffs, dude.
Yeah.
Which would be fun because I would
Yeah.
love to have a home and home Oklahoma Kansas game in the playoff.
Yeah. Assuming Oklahoma makes it, buddy.
Hey, a fun. I really.
I love that. I love you being optimistic, though.
Hey, I want Oklahoma to play. I don't care if they get a first round bye. I actually want to see because it's going to be so entertaining to watch the 12-team playoff with the first games happening at the team's home, like like a December 16th snow game at Jack Trice Stadium where
Dude,
let's just say fucking I don't know, Ole Miss has to go to Jack Trice and play in the snow.
fucking like what was the most berserk team?
That would like maybe Florida State has to go to Ames and play in the snow.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. But yeah, I think Kansas is gonna have a really good season.
Okay, so that'll move me to my random team. I chose the SMU Mustangs, and you're gonna call me crazy on this prediction, okay?
The death sentence, BT, death sentence.
Okay, well, they're not reaping the effects of the death penalty no more because they are now in a power conference. They are in the ACC, which is a wide open conference. They return a lot of people. You were talking about Kansas returning a lot of people. So does the SMU Mustangs. They return quarterback Preston Stone, who is a really good quarterback. And I think since now he'll have national spotlight, they're coming off a perfect season in the American Athletic. And their 2 losses, a 17-point loss to an Oklahoma team who won 10 games last year. And they held that Oklahoma offense to 28 points. And that was a top 10 national offense. And then they got blown out by TCU. I'll be the first to admit they got blown out by TCU. But that's TCU.
Very bad loss.
Yeah, that was a bad loss, but it's still a Power 5 conference loss. And then you won every single game and went I guess total 11-3 because you lost a bowl game. And I think it lost a bowl game in an overtime game against Boston College. So, future conference meeting, by the way. Okay. I'll go ahead and get started actually, I'll give one more player. I got to give one more player shout out. Rashad Smith, running back from Miami coming in. He'll be a backup running back. You may remember him because he was the one that fumbled the ball when they were supposed to kneel. And I wanted to mention that. Okay.
All the Miami fans listening to this podcast just throwing hands in the air right now.
Okay, you're going to call me crazy for this prediction, but I'm going to go ahead and get started with our schedule.
Do you have them going undefeated?
No. but close to it. So they play Nevada, Houston Christian, BYU, and TCU. I have them winning all those games, and all those games are at home besides Nevada, but Nevada's awful.
Yep.
Okay, my big upset. Their first ACC game is in Dallas, Texas, against Florida State. I'm gonna have them beating Florida State.
I mean, it's a realistic thing. I mean, you're seeing a very common theme around here. Florida State has a lot of super seniors.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just
DJ, who's their quarterback? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean DJ. He wasn't really impressive when he was in the ACC.
Yeah, I know. And then Roadmaker's gone. I think he's at it was like one of the schools in the Sun Belt.
And then I have them suffering a loss at Louisville. It's going to be an emotional. You just upset Florida State, and then you're going to go on the road to play Louisville, and I think you're probably going to end up losing. And then after that, I'll read you their schedule, and you're going to tell me how easy the schedule is after this Louisville game. Okay. I have them winning against Stanford, winning against Duke, winning against Pittsburgh.
I could see that. No,
Pittsburgh's going to be terrible.
I was going to say what happened. What's his name?
Slovis.
I'm thinking of the Kentucky quarterback.
Oh, fuck. I don't know who Pittsburgh quarterback is. And if you want me to look for real quick, I can see it right here. It's Nate Yarnell.
Who?
Yeah. And then Boston College, I have them winning. Virginia, I have them winning, and California, I have them winning. I have the SMU Mustangs at 11-1 going into an ACC championship in their first year. I mean, other than Florida State and Louisville, you give me two other losses on that schedule.
Yeah,
they have a really favorable schedule.
Yeah.
And they're bringing in a lot of good Power 5 transfers from other programs.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm surprised they didn't get offered a Big 12 position.
I thought it was crazy, but the one thing is I think why they didn't get offered is because a lot of the Texas schools still don't like what they did in the old Southwest Conference, and they're still kind of pissed off about it. So and it's the same reason why Texas. I'll get into this. This was like back in 2016, the Big 12 was going to add Boise State, BYU, Cincinnati, and Houston. None of the people wanted Houston in the Big 12. Oklahoma didn't, Texas didn't, because they were afraid if Houston got into a power conference, they're going to unlock that Houston recruiting, and it's going to take away because Houston's going to lock down the Houston area because they're in a Power 5 conference. It was the same way like that for SMU, but SMU also had that whole history with most of those Texas schools. And yeah, eventually that's what it turned into. Which that's a crazy story because that was literally just about to happen. It was like, how would that have changed? You would have had from the Big 12 2016 on adding 4 teams, which I mean. You would have had Cincinnati in the Big 12 when they went 12-0 with
when they had Desmond Ritter,
Sauce and all them, and then you would have had Houston's good year with Ed Oliver and all that, and Tom Herman. Maybe Tom Herman doesn't leave and take the Texas job.
Yeah,
and then Zach Wilson's playing in the Big 12 and COVID. It's just that would have, and then Boise State probably wouldn't have done anything because they were.
Oh no, Boise State's always that.
They've kind of like fallen off from what they were.
Yeah, but they're still, they're still battling. They were still battling for that Mountain West
championship. I fucking hate Boise State, so fuck them.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so if you can go ahead and talk about the Penn State Nittany Lions. I thought when you said when you texted me what team you're doing, I thought you were about to do Marshall. I mean, you texted me we are, and then I was like, oh, he's doing. I thought you were doing Penn State, bro.
We are.
Marshall, baby.
Yes, sir. I
thought you were doing Penn State. That's Penn State shit.
No, fuck Penn State. We are Marshall, baby. And plus, they're a different team. You don't really hear about teams from the Sun Belt often. It's gonna be an interesting season for Marshall. You know, they kind of had a down year last year. They finished 6-7, which they've really been the powerhouse of the Sun Belt past couple of years before JMU.
They weren't even in that. They weren't even in the Sun Belt. Then last year was their first year.
Oh, they were in the Conference USA, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their last conference title was 2014.
Yeah, but they've always been like the top tier
Yes,
team.
they have not gone. The last time they haven't went to a bowl was 2016. So it's been eight years.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm not gonna fucking watch them. Who the fuck's gonna watch Marshall?
You're gonna watch them. They're gonna play a Thursday night game, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, Marshall."
Yeah, you gotta
Let's
watch Chad
it.
Pennington's son, dude.
Facts.
So yeah, interesting team. You know, kind of had a bad year last year, going 6-7.
5 straight losses in the middle of their schedule last year.
Yeah, they were. It was bad for them, dude.
They upset Virginia Tech early in the year too.
Yep. Which I don't think that's gonna happen this year, but it's interesting. Yeah. So they have 2 quarterbacks that they mainly play. It is Cam Fancher and son of former NFL quarterback Chad Pennington, Cole Pennington, who had a horrible season. 695 yards and 6 interceptions.
Let's go.
Oof.
Builded.
However, they're taking a massive blow to their run game. Rasheen Ali, running back, got drafted in the 5th round this year by the Ravens. He had an amazing season last year. 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns. They're definitely going to miss him. But they do have some receivers coming back, Jane Harrison and what is this guy's name? DeMarcus Harris. You know, older team. You know.
Yeah.
Their kicker was 100% extra points. I didn't really look into Marshall. I just thought it'd be cool to talk about him.
Yeah.
And you know, they were good last year. I mean, I keep saying dumb shit right now. They were not as good as they normally are. They made a bowl game, but they got shit on, I think. What was the score? It was 35-17. They lost to UTSA, BT. But all right, let's get into their schedule. Sorry about the brief thing. I'm not really much to look at for Marshall. Yeah. So they got a pretty easy game to open off the season. They got Stony Brook, which I think they'll easily kill them. And BT, do you have their schedule up or their page up, or whatever?
I can.
I want you to look at their next 2 games after their opener.
Oh, yeah. Ohio State and Virginia Tech. Give me the L's there. I'm sorry. I already have it as an L.
Yeah, I think both games are going to be L's.
Virginia Tech's a sneaky team. I'll say that.
Yep, I have to agree. And plus that atmosphere, dude. It's going to be at Virginia Tech.
Sad, man. Yeah. Too bad it's not going to be NCAA football. They can enter fucking
Come on, NCAA. We expect so much from you.
It's fucking Metallica. Metallica they wanted $2 million so they could play the song for one little clip. Like, what the fuck? That's stupid. Anyways.
I'll just play it on my phone.
Yeah, there you go. Right before you play it.
And then Virginia Tech, like BT says, is going to be sneaky next year. Ohio State is going to complete dog shit them.
Yeah.
And then I have them beating Western Michigan. Western Michigan is on the down slope. Remember in what was it, 2016, where they were 14-0 with BJ Fleck, BT?
Yeah.
With Corey Davis.
Mm-hmm.
I got Marshall beating them, and then I got Marshall dropping to powerhouse Appalachian State. Appalachian State's just been the powerhouse of the Sun Belt, so it's been them and Troy and JMU. So you got them losing to Appalachian State, and then I got them winning. I got them on a little 1, 2, 3, 4. I have them on a 6-game winning streak after starting off 1-3. I got them. Wait, did I say that right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh? Wait, I'm stupid. 6 games. I got them beating Georgia Southern, beating Georgia State, beating Southern Mississippi, beating Louisiana Monroe, and then beating Coastal Carolina and Old Dominion. Coastal Carolina lost a shit ton of players,
Yeah, and they
including
lost their coach. So
including Grayson McCall as well.
Yeah.
And then I have them losing their end of the season to JMU, James Madison. With my
Madison
prediction
also
being,
lost the coach too. So
yeah,
shout out Indiana.
yep. So I got them prediction 8-4. You know, I'm a little biased and in favor of them just because it's a historic university, and you know the university has a historic story, and you know we all grew up watching the movie, and you know you want to see teams like these succeed. You know what I mean, BT?
Yeah,
And so I got them going 8-4, with their floor being 5-7, and then their ceiling being 9-3.
that would be a. I can't make a joke. I can't make that joke. That would be very inappropriate of me.
Yeah, you need to knock it off.
See, if they go 5-7, you consider that season a burn in a crash.
You're going to hell.
Okay. I will. We'll save that for the next podcast because we already have the NBA draft to talk about. We'll talk about our opinions on the NCAA football ratings. All of them come next week because I think they're also doing the Dynasty deep dive next week, so we don't have a lot to talk about next week or 2 weeks.
But we're not having a podcast next week.
2 weeks, okay, buddy?
That's what I thought, BT.
Okay,
Also,
so-
shout out Tennessee winning the.
Yeah, shout out. Okay.
Shout
NBA
out
draft
Cal
happened.
Gronkowski's
We were
girlfriend.
gonna we won't get into that. We were going to stream. We decided not to on Wednesday. I was having internet problems, and we just figured we should let the draft play out so we can also have to talk about the whole draft.
BT,
And
who won our mock drafts, huh? Who won? Who got majority of the
did
picks
we
right?
tie?
No, I won.
I got 5.
Count.
Sorry, guys.
Count right now. Look at. So I got.
Okay, this is embarrassing. Okay, so this is really embarrassing. I did awful, but to be fair, some of the moves were just impossible to predict in general.
5.
You're supposed to be checking for me too. I'll look. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I got 6 right. I think that's it for you.
No, where did Devin Carter go?
Bulls.
No, he went to the Kings.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
5. You said the Bulls, buddy. Wait, where did Terrence Shannon go? Oh, he went to the
Minnesota.
Timberwolves. Fuck. Wait, Jared McCain went to Duke.
Wait,
wait.
Ryan Dunn got drafted to the Knicks, right? Let me check.
Wait, Jared McCain got drafted by the Heat, so that's.
And why don't you pull up the thing?
Hold on, calm down. Okay, buddy.
Didn't draft Ryan Dunn. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got. I got 6.
Me too.
So we died.
Okay.
We'll start with the first pick. We figured it was Zachary Richache.
Mm-hmm.
But not a surprise.
Yeah.
What would you grade this pick, Stu?
A B.
Yeah, I'd say a B. And I don't.
I mean, he's not the best player in the draft. I don't care that you didn't have him in for a workout. You draft the best player in the draft, okay?
Yeah.
Either that or you trade and get capital. You know what I mean?
Yep. Stupid.
Yeah, the Hawks are in for a rude awakening.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with DeAndre Hunter? What are you gonna do with Jalen Johnson? What are you gonna do? I mean, AJ Griffin got traded to
Yes, they did trade AJ
Rockets.
Griffin. Yes.
But yeah, it's just a clusterfuck for their Hawks right now.
They don't know if they're gonna trade Trae Young or DeJounte Murray. You have to make up your mind. It's free. It's free.
You gotta make up your mind with Clint Capella. Are you gonna let him walk and let Onyeka?
Free agency literally starts in a week. Okay.
Yeah.
I grade this an A+. You knew it was gonna happen, so we're not gonna go much into it.
I'm not gonna say A+. I'm gonna say A. How could you mess it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was sure the Rockets were going to trade this pick, but they didn't. They take
Dude, the
Reece
Rockets are
Shepard.
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So you know why they traded for the Nets Suns picks?
Why?
Because I guess reports are saying that the Rockets wanted to try to trade
Oh, yeah,
Phoenix
for Kevin
Raptor
Durant, right?
picks or whatever. Why wouldn't you just keep the Nets pick for next year, right? Because
Yeah.
the Nets are going to be one of the worst teams next year, and you're getting a generational type player in Cooper Flag.
Well, I
A
mean,
possibility.
that's
Like
not
next year,
that's yes.
it's not guaranteed, but next year's draft class is fucking stacked.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there's like 5 guys in that draft class that can go number 1 in this class.
I predicted this. I think we predicted this on the pod mock draft as well.
We predicted the top 4, yes, correctly.
And then the fucking Pistons took Ron Holland, which I thought that would be a really good fit for him. I mentioned this would be a really good fit, but I don't think they would.
Yeah. Well, like, because when I think of Ron Holland, I think of the 3. Are you gonna put Asur at the 4 now?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's the Pistons, dude. Clusterfuck of an organization.
And then speaking of clusterfuck, the fucking Hornets was gonna trade this pick to Memphis. Memphis is probably sick to their fucking stomach, and we'll get into that. We'll get into them in a couple picks.
Yeah.
They take Tijane Salon.
T-John Salon.
Whatever.
TJ, the fuck? Hey, we didn't grade Reed Shepard.
Oh.
I think it's a B plus.
Yeah, B plus. Castle, I would say that's an A. It's a good fit.
Yep, I agree. Holland, I think is a B.
I'd say C plus.
I'm gonna say B. I mean, he's not bad.
Or B.
If you
meet in the middle, B minus.
Okay. He's just a raw prospect. But going back to Holland. And then T-John Salon.
I give it an F.
I don't think it's an F. I think he has good potential. It's probably a B minus for me. I had him mocked at 8. Very capable shooter, very good defensively. At this point, like, who else would you have drafted? You know what I mean? I'm not drafting including that Mark Williams.
That's fair. I give the Trailblazers a good pick. They had shout out Denny Avdia. Sad moment for me. He got traded. Hey, he got like two first rounds and 2 second rounds, so he's a good player too.
Yeah.
So then they draft Klingon. Weird team construction, I would say here.
I definitely think they're going to start trading some of their guards.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be interesting if he's going to sit behind Ayton, or are they going to flip Ayton to someone?
Pacers.
Fuck no. Dude, that was the greatest thing that ever happened was the Suns matching that shit.
Okay. This was the first crazy that the draft just got crazy at this point.
Yeah.
Spurs drafted Dillingham and traded him to the fucking Timberwolves for pennies on the dollar.
I mean, they traded him for a 7th grader.
Yeah, and for the Minnesota draft pick, it was going to be in the late 20s come 2031.
But I mean, it's the Spurs wanting to get more assets for the future.
Yeah, I know, but
they must have not seen anyone here that they felt would fit their team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they were probably banking on Ron Holland being there.
Castle. So when I look at their team right now, for instance, I see Castle at the 1, Vassell at the 2, Keldon Johnson at the 3, Wemby at the 4 or 5, and then someone else.
Yeah, I think they really were banking on Ron Holland falling to them.
Yeah, yep, I have to agree with you.
And I think they pivoted quickly to get it because.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have loved to see Matis on this team though.
This is what Stuvie said. This next pick had Stuvie saying "what the fuck" and me saying "what the fuck." Zach Edey, a top 10 NBA draft pick.
Oh my god. I mean, okay, let's talk about this, all right? Deep dive, if you will.
And they were banking on the Klingon trade, and I think they fucking panicked thinking...
Well, it was almost like a guaranteed thing. It was almost finalized, I think.
Yeah. Like, it was tweeted by Shams that they traded for the pick.
Yeah. They're sad right now. I think, they just got scared.
Yeah, and they're... you could have traded up later. You could have. And got...
They could have traded back.
You could have traded up to 21 and got Yves Missy. Whatever the fuck
Which, I mean... So, when looking at this, you got to think of, like, how the team's constructed. like Zach Edey, he's 7'4", right?
Yeah.
I think if he was a better like shooter, I think
I
it should
don't.
have been,
I don't think. I don't think he's gonna be a plug and play. I think he's gonna have to go in there and he's gonna have to start.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about this is whenever he gets tired or not playing good, you can always put Jaren back at the 5.
Yeah.
Um, but I just think
It was way
Zach
too
Edey
early.
is
You
not
could
a
have
top
traded
10
that.
player.
You could have traded down and got him.
I would have rather gotten, a Khalil Ware personally, someone who could space the floor. But I mean, like, I could easily see Zach Edey averaging 10 and 10. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you needed, because Jaren Jackson was their center last year. You know how many rebounds he averaged, BT?
How many?
Yes.
I don't know. 10.
Just way below.
14.
Way below.
18.
I'm below.
Oh, 7. 5.
5.5 rebounds. 6'10", averaging
To be fair,
5.5 rebounds.
Didn't one of their centers get hurt?
It was Steven Adams.
Yes, I was gonna say I wasn't sure if it was Steve.
But you're an all defensive center, slash power forward, former defensive player of the year. BT doesn't like that.
It should have been Anthony Davis the last 2 years.
Oh, it's just, I mean, you could put him in there and he could average, I think, 10 points, 10 rebounds. Just be that like the 7'4" guy because
And he's gonna be a really good lob threat for John Morant. And
yep, 100%. And I think if I'm looking at this optimistically, I think Zach Edey could be good for the Grizzlies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But is he worth a top 10 pick? I don't think so. I'm really interested. Like Zach Edey getting drafted by the Grizzlies is probably the most interesting pick of the draft so far. Like, in this draft, in my opinion.
So far, we'll get into it.
Well, the draft is over, so.
Well, yeah. Well, so far, yeah. Well, we'll get into later picks. Cody Williams. It's a little higher than what we thought, but I think Jazz had probably one of the best drafts in my opinion.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. This I actually like this pick. And it's not too crazy.
Yeah, no.
He has the potential to be, a top 10 player in this draft, and he's a very high boomer bust player, very raw, but he's young, and he'll be able to develop in that Jazz system. And I think Will Hardy will coach him, to be a good player.
He also looks like Caitlin Clark a little. No, there was one of the players. No,
that was Sar.
Shit. That was kind of funny. Dude. I saw that.
But no, I like Cody Williams here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Bulls keep the Chicago kid.
But yeah, I like the pick. Yeah, it was kind of cool. He's a very competitive guy.
Yeah.
I think the Bulls are starting to finally
realize that they need to rebuild. Yes.
Yeah.
They did. They traded Caruso, like we said. I think we said that before.
Yeah, they picked up Giddey, which I kind of like Giddey there.
I think they're going to try to offload Zach LaVine. I think DeMar DeRozan is gone.
Yeah, I guess what I was, reading on Twitter and reading articles is that the contract talks have stalled.
Yeah,
I think you have to trade Vooch. I think you have to trade Vooch right now. I like Kobe White. I like Modest. I like Giddey. I think if you put the ball in Giddey's hands, I think he could be
and maybe
like he was in the second year. You know what I mean?
Ball can be returning at any point.
Yep, true. I think he got cleared actually.
Yeah.
But I think if they're rebuilding, I think
I think Lonzo Ball's probably going to get cut.
Cut or traded.
Shout out Lakers, maybe.
Which shit? I mean,
potential Laker. If he goes to the Lakers in the next podcast we do, I will wear my Lonzo Ball jersey and say,
I still have it.
I still have it. I've been a fan since day one, Lonzo.
Yeah. I just love that family, like the Ball family in general.
Probably one of the biggest steals, Nikola Topic. Falls at 12.
Yeah. I think he will sit out this whole entire year.
Since I'm on Oklahoma Twitter a lot, some of the people said we got rid of Josh Giddey just to draft another Josh.
Yeah, but I think Topic's potential is a lot higher. Topic is in my eyes is a top 5 player in this draft.
Yes.
He can shoot the ball. He can
As long
drive.
as this injury doesn't.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's why you're gonna sit him for a year.
Yeah, like they said this on the show that they would probably this would be the best situation for him because he can sit out. The Thunder
Yeah,
is
but
still going to compete.
also, like, I'm not a big fan of him having to sit behind Shea. I mean, the way I look at it, right? The way this team's constructed, like it kind of works out. Now thinking about
And
it,
I mean,
because
you can.
so you have
I don't wanna
Caruso
say
on a
groom,
1-year deal,
but
right? His contract expires next year.
yeah, then he's going to be a Laker.
Shut the fuck up, BT. But like Shea could play the 2. You know what I mean? I think he played it in LA. Like Shea can do everything. You know what I mean? He's 6'6", for God's sake. He could easily play shooting guard. You put Topic, Shea, like I think that would be perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry, I just saw a funny ass tweet.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they develop Topic and how they incorporate him into their offense. But like Topic, top 5 player in my eyes. I think he'll do great.
Okay, can I read this tweet I just read to you?
Sure.
Breaking. It has been discovered that LeBron James is sleeping with his newest teammate's mom.
No shot.
He's finally getting back at Delonte West. Okay, on to the next one, Devin Carter. We said this would be a good fit for him for the Kings.
Yeah.
So I think we've already really talked about it.
I think he is going to be that solid backup point guard off the bench, or he could play the 2 while Malik Monk comes off the bench and be that 6th man of the year, which he probably should have won this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I love his defense and I love his rebounding. I'm a big fan of all that. So.
And then the Blazers select Bob Carrington.
They traded to the Wizards.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Traded to Wizards. I love that. I love that for the Wizards.
I think we mocked them at pick 24 to the Wizards.
Yeah.
In our final mock.
I love this pick. He can go in and play right away, BT.
Yeah. And him and Sark can build that.
And Keyshawn George, which we'll get into in a little bit. But like I was telling my friend earlier, shout out Chris. He's a Wizards fan. Yeah, BT. I know a Wizards fan.
Oh boy.
I was telling him. He had a really good draft. They're in the perfect position to play. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
They're in the perfect position to play. Like Bob Carrington and Sarr, in my opinion, should be day 1 starters. And I told him, I was like, you have 4 good players who are young and have good potential. You have Sarr, Carrington, Keyshawn, and Bilal, right? Like you have an amazing future. And then you got some building pieces, Kispert, Bagley, and Poor, like in that next tier, which, you could offload those contracts anytime you want. But, like, I'm a big fan of their draft. Bob Carrington was the youngest player in this draft, I think, or one of the youngest players. And he was amazing at Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love this fit for the Wizards.
Okay, another big reach here for the. I don't think
this was a reach. Personally,
I don't think it.
I think it was bad pick.
They saw all the centers falling off the board.
Yeah, I just think there was more top priority players. I don't like this fit. They have Bam and Adebayo.
Unless you move Bam to the 4.
Yeah, which I
mean, this would be a good fit because Kyle Ware can stretch the floor as well.
Yeah, he's a stretch 5. He's 7'1".
And then you can have Bam guarding the inside of the paint at the 4.
Yeah, but like it just it kind of bugs me because they could have, in my opinion,
one of and I guess we'll get into this. The free agency class for the centers are not good at all.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot more better guards, in my opinion, than Kyle Ware.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I guess you can say that Clower, could he's a stretch five. He can shoot the three. He can play defense. So it just really depends on how they use him. But it's just a weird pick. You know what I mean? I would have definitely liked to see them, get a sharpshooter like Jared McCain. But
Speaking of
yeah,
Jared McCain, he was picked at 16 to the 76ers.
yeah,
I don't
they
know
got
about
TikTok boy.
shout out him and Caleb Williams potentially.
Okay then.
Shout out! I just said shout out him and Caleb Williams.
Now, what do you think about this pick?
I mean, I don't think you really needed a guard. I think there was a player who was drafted right after him that would have been a better fit. But I'm really happy they didn't take him. I'll be honest. You saw the text, but I guess I just want to skip right to it. The Lakers.
Can I say something real quick
yeah.
though? I think they picked him up just because of his shooting. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and I understand that.
I mean, if they think they're going to lose Buddy Hield, or they would rather get in what they think is better shooter, Jared McCain. Plus, Jared McCain's a good defender. So like him playing, shooting guard or something, I kind of like it. But what are they going to do with the 3 and the 4? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, BT, I'm gonna let you talk about your pick.
Buddy Hield might be a Laker finally.
You gonna get a jersey?
I mean, shit.
You have to get a Reeves jersey, dude. It's been forever since you got a jersey.
There's a good fucking chance that the Los Angeles Lakers could have Trae Young, Austin Reeves, and Buddy Hield on the same fucking roster.
Yeah.
That would be like, nobody would talk about it, but they'd be like, oh, look, yeah, Villanova.
Oklahoma Lakers. No, but you gotta get a jersey, dude. It's been forever since you got one.
I know I do. I gotta get an AR-15, but I'm keep looking. They never have any Austin Reeves on sale.
Yeah.
Lakers.
Talk about your pick, BT. You got steal.
I love this pick. He's a good. I mean, when he got drafted, JJ Redick was already drawing up plays for him. That's what it feels like to have a real coach finally that knows how to draw up plays. Unlike Darvin Ham.
I mean, plus it kind of helps. JJ Redick's basketball mind is one of the
Yes, he could be like a better version of JJ Redick. Honestly,
no,
he's a shooter.
I mean, he's a shooter, but
the one problem I have, he is going to be a liability on defense.
Well, and he's older. He's like 25.
Well, I mean, but yeah, he's 25, but he'll fit more well in with what the Lakers are trying to do. So potentially backcourt of him and Austin Reeves kind of does scare me defensively a little bit. But I really, really love this pick. The Lakers didn't fuck it up. They didn't do they didn't pull a Cam Whitmore and draft fucking Jalen Hood-Schifino. Mm-hmm. I'm really happy.
Yeah, I mean, I like this fit. Where do you think he's going to fit in at? Do you think he'll play
I think personally he'll start the season as the backup too. But all this is based off if we're still waiting to hear back from D'Angelo Russell if he's going to accept his player option.
Which it kind of seems like he's not, but I mean,
I don't know. It's really up in the air.
You got LeBron's definitely staying now, so.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that. We're gonna fast forward through these picks now because.
But I kind of want to talk about it. Tristan Silva.
We'll talk more, but once we get to later.
Yeah. This was interesting pick just because they got a lot of 4. I mean, I get they're wanting to get those veteran guys.
There's really nobody else here.
Can we talk? Come on, BT.
I know. We're talking. I'm just fast forwarding here. Okay. Looking to players who were drafted before or after, not before.
Yeah. But De Silva, he's a good player. Was a good player at Colorado. It's gonna be interesting to see where he fits.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, you get that veteran, you get the older guy to come in with a crazy to say this, but a competing Magic team. So definitely gonna be interesting to see where how he plays. Jacoby Walter.
We mocked this multiple times. Jacoby Walter falling to 19 to the Raptors.
Yeah,
I think
we did. I personally, and I've said this a lot during our episodes, is I'm not a big Jacoby Walter fan. He was very underwhelming at Baylor. But hey, you're the Raptors. You could take a risk on him. You know what I mean? Like, you can take that risk on his jumper developing, and he was I think top 5 recruit in the 2023 draft class or recruiting class. So he could potentially be very good for you. So yeah,
I like the pick.
Yeah.
And we've said that multiple times, and
Yeah.
that would be a really good pick. And then I think of reach here for the Cavs.
yeah.
You could have traded down and got him, and I'm sure
I
a lot of
think
people would have.
this is a Karis LeVert replacement.
Yes.
You get Jalen Tyson, who, fun fact, his brother plays college football at Arizona State.
There you go. Shout out the.
And his older brother played at South Alabama. But I think that he's a good shooter. He's gotten better each and every year. He played at Texas Tech. And I think Texas before that, I think he averaged like 1.7 at Texas Tech, 1.7 at Texas, 11 something at Texas Tech, and then 15 or 16 at Cal.
They kept showing multiple of that transfer because a lot of people that got drafted transfer portal guys.
Yeah. Jalen Tyson, just a good vet, experienced player that you can replace Karis LeVert with. So
yeah, and then
Darius Macy, we've predicted this the whole year.
Yeah. I mean, this was a really good fit for the Pelicans.
Yeah, a lot of people are worried about like the spacing between him and Zion. You're not gonna Zion's not gonna be shooting.
Zion has to play.
Missy is a defensive player who can get boards. That is what you need him to do, and you need a replacement for Jonas. So
yeah, because Jonas is all but gone. What did you think about this? The Nuggets trading up to get DaRon Holmes.
Dude, it's a weird fit, but I love it. You know what I mean?
I kind of like the fit. Yeah, I mean,
DaRon Holmes is a good player, an amazing player. I just don't know where he's going to play. I think he could be one of the better players off the bench, personally.
Yeah, imagine a lineup because he can guard a big. You can put him in a lineup next to Jokic.
Well, yeah, he can play the 3 or 4 easily.
Yeah, so if you put him, and maybe I'm going to predict this, maybe he's like an Aaron Gordon replacement.
True, yeah, I could see it. And he can shoot the 3, so
yeah.
I like it.
I think he's a good fit. He can play next to Jokic and be a primary defender.
This is, in my opinion, I think he's the best player on their bench right now.
Yeah, and you could put in the case of they're playing the Lakers in a series, you saw what happened when Davis would go after Jokic.
Yep.
You could put him on Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And he could guard it. He could hold his own against Anthony Davis.
Yeah. I like it,
Okay.
Big DaRon Holmes fan. I loved him at Dayton. And I hope he gets in that starting lineup because he's a better shooter, in my opinion, than Aaron Gordon and a lot better defender. So.
Yeah. And then a pick I like to a pick I don't like.
AJ Johnson, dude.
Ugh. Awful. What a reach.
You could have drafted him at 50. F.
Terrible pick.
He's super young.
Giannis requested a trade to the Lakers right now.
Super young. I think he committed to Texas before the season started, right? With Ron Holland.
Yeah.
And then he went to Australia.
So did Ron. Yeah. Fucking Ron Holland. Dude, imagine how good Texas would have been. Texas probably would have won the national championship.
Dude, him, Ron Holland, Tyrese Hunter, who fucking sucks, by the way, and then Max Amos and your boy Dylan DeSue.
Dude, that team would have won a national championship.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Keyshawn George, though. I like this pick for the Wizards.
Yeah. And I like how they traded up.
I like this pick. Like I was saying earlier, this team is young. He can go in right away and play and develop. He's not, he's not rushed to develop right away. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can just let him play right next to Bub Carrington and Alex Sarr. So
the funniest moment of the draft is when the Stephen A. Smith's face when they
Bakome diet.
Speaking of France, they're gonna have a crazy national team that could beat the United States in a couple.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Just a project player.
I mean, yeah.
I think so. What I saw. So those of you who don't know, the Knicks have re-signed OG Anunoby and have traded for Mikal Bridges. So they're paying a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
I think this is a good draft and stash player that won't hurt your cap. You know what I mean?
Yes. I don't know. Is he going to be on the team next year, though?
No, he's a draft and stash BT.
Okay.
Probably
So
more than likely be.
they have like roughly $6 million to sign, and they have
Yeah.
to sign
So
3 more
yeah.
players.
So I mean, they could play him realistically, but I think he's a first round pick, so he's going to take up money. So they could just draft and stash him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then what's your reaction to Dylan Jones to the Thunder?
Reach. He could have drafted him in the second
Yeah.
round. But I mean, it's the Thunder. I'm not gonna like
Yeah.
question
They're
anything
going
they
to be the
do.
best team in the West next year, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
And I think he's a good defender too. So,
Yeah.
you know, risk it for the biscuit. I guess. Terrence Shannon, we mocked this. I think a lot
No,
during.
I think our last mock we had him at. Where do we have him?
I think we had him at 27.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a perfect score off the bench.
Yeah.
Um,
A crazy good draft they had in the first round. Probably
Yeah,
one of the winners.
100%. Yeah.
Rob Dillingham and Terrence Shannon.
Yep.
Good backcourt because Dillingham
Mhm.
could be a potential Mike Conley replacement in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Suns, Jeff Ryan Dunn.
I mean, good. He's a good three. He can't do shit. He's a good defender.
Roberson Jr.
I've seen things that I've said if he was better offensively, he would have been a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
If he had like a jumper, he'd be a top 5 pick, no doubt. But
He's Andre Roberson.
Yeah, but I mean, defense wins championships, right?
Yeah, especially on that roster that did not have a very good defense last year.
Yep,
because it looks
I like it.
The Suns said they are going to run it back with the roster they have, which is just crazy to me. But
yeah, I mean, but his defense is good. Probably the best defender in this draft class.
Yeah.
Collier at 29 is a steal.
Yeah, like we said, the Jazz had a really good draft. Collier, then you get Filipowski later on.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Then they got Cody Williams.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Amazing draft. Collier, I think, is your starting point guard right away.
Yeah.
He was not consensus, but like most mock number 1 overall pick in the beginning of the year before he got hurt.
At this point last year, he was the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. And he's good, dude. He had an amazing season at USC. He was hurt, but I love the fit, dude. I love it. You know, he's gonna go to a Jazz team that, you know, could legit compete. Not like compete, but like they're gonna be, you know.
Well, I mean, they were 11th, right?
Yeah.
They were the first team. No, it was the Rockets.
Remember, they started off really good too.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. I am a big Collier fan. I really wish. If we didn't have Halliburton, I would have absolutely loved him.
Okay, Celtics draft Baylor Shireman.
Former Jackrabbit.
I mean, SCSU putting out a graphic for Baylor Shireman being drafted is kind of like Oklahoma putting out a graphic for Caleb Williams being drafted.
Let us have this win, okay?
I can't wait to see the Zeke Mayo graphic next year.
Zeke Mayo and William Kyle, dude. I'm telling you. No, I like this fit. You get a good. He's a legit like Sam Hauser twin.
I mean,
good shooter, athletic as hell, and he'll provide great depth. So okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it.
We're gonna skip, but we're gonna go over these a lot fast.
Jonathan Mogbo, he was a bit undersized, but I mean he carried San Francisco.
I couldn't really watch the second round. I was at work, and
yeah, I'll talk about what I know about him. Yeah, he transferred. I think he transferred. Yeah, he started off at like 2 junior colleges and then transferred to Missouri State, then San Francisco, and he averaged 14 points, 10 rebounds. He's a really good defender. And you know, it's just a player the Raptors can take. Cal Filipowski.
I don't want to go into off the court because I need to do more research into it.
Okay, so I'll just tell how it is. So I guess what they said was that his draft stock plummeted because whenever teams asked him about like his family situation, which those of you don't know, his girlfriend's 8 years older than them. She's 28. And they started dating when he was in high school.
Oh.
Do the math. BT.
He's just a Zach Wilson type guy.
And no, here's the thing. I guess she was his babysitter. And so
oh God.
Yeah, I guess like his twin brother who plays at Harvard, which is kind of funny because his brother is like taller than him. He's playing at Harvard. Weird, but his whole family is like telling like the media that his girlfriend groomed him,
Bruh. What a
which
way.
is just
What
wild. And I guess whenever that conversation got brought up, with GMs and him, he'd always get like frantic when talking about it. So, but him at 32, I mean, it's not like a steal still, but it's really good. It's great
he was a
value.
lottery pick last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At this
Yep.
point last year, he was a projected
Yep.
lottery.
Yep. He was a great value pick.
I would say the Bucks could have alternated picks here and drafted Tyler Smith at 23 and
Yeah. Yep. Well, the thing with Tyler Smith is amazing upside, amazing potential. He's so athletic. He can shoot. He in my opinion, like, and Taras is a big fan of him. I think he could be really good too, as well. But I mean, it's deck of cards when with G League players. So
okay, Kolek goes to the Knicks. Good pick, I'd say.
yeah, great value. Guy you could have drafted in the first round. I mean, you could have drafted Bakome
Yeah.
here at 34. But
Hey.
no,
Oh.
great pick for the Knicks. I mean, they get a good guy to run the backcourt.
Yeah.
With
Another this I keep adding to the Big East roster, I guess. Big East All Stars right there.
yeah.
Johnny
Yes,
Murphy.
sir.
I like
Yes,
the pick,
sir.
dude. I like it.
Dude, I love this pick. And I told you, BT. I was like, dude, I'm really hoping we get Furphy here. And then the Spurs drafted him. And then they said, this pick will be going to Indiana. I was like, what? Because Furphy, in my opinion, is a top 25 guy.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone had him mocked outside the top 25 or outside the top 30 outside the first round, regardless. You know what I mean? Love the fit. He has a lot of upside. I think he'll be really great off the bench for us.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I'm not gonna say that. I think Nemhar's better, but Furphy's younger, and so Furphy's like the youngest guy on our roster now.
You can
which
develop
is crazy. So
which is important.
I'm a big fan of him. So yeah.
I won't talk about Juan Nunes. I don't know.
Yeah, not much to say.
We predicted him to go in the late first, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, so last year he was projected the first, early second. This year, not early second, but like almost.
I still consider it early.
Yeah, great potential. Pistons, they're just trading. They're drafting players that could have high upside. AJ Mitchell, good player. First UC Santa Barbara player drafted in like forever. I think since like 1980. Good veteran player. These guys I don't think aren't gonna make the Thunder roster.
Yeah, so yeah, let's just skip all these.
I'll go back. I'll just go fast. Jalen Walls, good player at Washington State. What?
We watched him play.
Yep, we did watch him play.
Also,
Iguodala to the Suns, another great pick. You know what I mean? Great vet. BT's boy, Adem Bona.
I really wanted him to fall to I wanted the Lakers to trade up. I made the comment. I want the Lakers to trade up to get him, and then the pick immediately after I text Stuvie that they trade him.
He goes, fuck.
They draft him. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. He has great potential. KJ Simpson, great story. He's a little bit on the smaller side, but he'll bring good offense to the Hornets. Be a good backup. Dude, I really wanted Nikola Jersey, dude. He's 6'7", like plays like a guard, but he's a slasher. He went to the Hawks. Fuck the Hawks.
Well,
that's a good pick though. Amazing.
Pelle Larsson.
To the Heat. He has to be in the right situation.
I think they said he can be like. He's a good shooter, so he could be like a potential. No, I don't even remember what they compared him to.
Yeah, just weird pick. Jamal Sheed to the Raptors. I really wanted him too, but I mean, it is what it is. He's a great defender. He'll probably be like a backup point guard for the Raptors, which hey, his defense is amazing. Another pick BT wanted.
Yeah, I thought Cam Christie might have fallen to us, and it might have made the decision tougher, but.
I kind of like him better than his brother, though.
Little brother drafted a little brother, so I mean, what can I say?
Yeah,
I was watching the draft on my ESPN app, and I was like, I forgot the Clippers have that whole new fucking logo, and I was like, who the fuck is that team?
Dude, yeah, I know.
Until
Pelicans drafted Antonio Reeves.
I wanted him to go to get undrafted and go to Lakers so we can have the the Reeves people.
He's a very inconsistent player. Harrison Ingram to the Spurs was value. Pacers had back-to-back picks with Tristan Newton, who's a good vet. I could see him being like a two-way. I'm a big fan of Enrique Freeman. He led the league or NCAA in rebounding, and he was only 6'7".
Oh boy.
He averaged 19 points and like 12 rebounds. So
To
I think
be
he could
fair,
be a very good draft pick.
can
Melvin
I
Ajinka, don't fucking know him. Quentin Post.
look at this? Reportedly traded to the Thunder, then to the Blazers, then to the Warriors.
I guess he was a English. I don't even remember what country. Just skip him. Grizzlies getting Cam Spencer. I kind of like that.
Celtics draft Anton Watson.
Don't know much about him. BT, talk about it. Talk about it.
Okay, see, here's the problem. I knew it was gonna happen, so I'm not mad about it because I knew it was gonna happen. But I don't like Rich Paul calling teams and saying Bronny's not gonna play.
Yeah. Well, and if you're gonna do that, then don't even draft him.
He also threatened to pull the people he has under his wing to tell him not to sign to those teams or whatever.
It's fucked up.
At least LeBron's coming back to the league.
Yeah,
I don't have to watch Poverty next year.
Pretty much guaranteed.
I can watch good basketball.
There's nothing really great about Bronny James, BT. I
Maybe-
hate that the media is doing this.
He's not great.
That's
Maybe JJ Redick can develop him. That's
into what?
that's-
He's 6'1".
maybe we signed
Horrible
LeBron to a
offensively.
3-year deal, and
Horrible
maybe
offensively.
we're gonna get LeBron. I'm thinking of the bright side here. We're gonna get LeBron for 3 more years on a max extension,
And then Bronny's leaving.
and then we're gonna get Bryce.
Bryce is better than Bronny.
Yeah, he's gonna force Bryce to be here. Bryce could be a number 1 overall pick in 3 years.
I don't think so. I think he'll be a first. He has a lot more potential than fucking Bronny. Bronny, the only thing going for Bronny is that his wingspan is 6'7".
Yeah.
He's potentially be a great
maybe
defender.
this gets us Bryce James down the road.
But other than that, there's nothing about Bronny James. If Bronny didn't have James if Bronny wasn't Bronny James, if he was like Bronny fucking White. I don't fucking know. Bronny White. Yeah, let's go Bronny White. The fucker would be
But he's getting
a high-class
inspiration from
ticket
Bronny White.
the fucking Japanese Shanghai Sharks.
That's
Not even. You know
that's
what he'd be
Chinese.
doing?
It's
You know what
fake.
he'd be doing, BT? He'd be going to the fucking YMCA.
He'd be going where Rob Jones is going.
Germany. I would have taken Rob Jones over Bronny James. Hot take. I would have done it.
Okay, next get Kevin McCullough, which is a
Steal.
fucking steal. We
Steal.
had him in first rounds in some mocks.
Yeah.
To almost
He's a
go
steal, dude.
undrafted. And then
He'll definitely play though. He won't
Yeah.
be no draft and stack. He will provide good defense and
Okay.
offense.
Stu.
And then the last two,
Say it. Say the names. You got it. You got it.
Ulrich, Chomich. I don't know. And then Ariel Hookporty.
Did they actually say this live?
Yeah, I think it's Hookporty. It's either Huckporty or Hookporty.
Oh.
But yeah.
Well, that was the
Yeah,
2024 NBA.
It wasn't boring. I did not like the 2-day thing. It was fucking stupid.
Redone.
I was gonna say something. I was not gonna say it. It was just very stupid. Waste of a day in my opinion. I fell asleep through 45 through 48. So
I was at work. If you're gonna do it, don't do it at 3:00 when people are at work.
well, plus the whole thing was stupid. You know what the thing was? They literally just had the cast of NBA Today just fucking talking about
There's
what
probably no
happened. And
fans
guess
there.
what? Majority of the time they were talking about fucking Bronny James. It pissed me off.
Well, Lakers get national airtime.
Yeah, because of fucking Bronny James. Woohoo, woohoo.
And I saw a comparison that actually kind of makes sense for Dalton Connected. It's not a good one.
Who?
Doug McDermott.
Yeah, but Doug McDermott was actually solid for the Pacers. He was a spot shooter.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's
I get what you mean, but like
Yeah, it's not a good comparison.
he'll be a good role player.
That's it. That's it for the worst the worst draft since 2014, I would say.
Yeah, but like people were also saying like the same stuff about the 2020 draft, and look at like 3 All-Stars, and there you got LaMelo, Anthony, and Tyrese.
Well,
So
to be fair, 2023 All-Stars is, I mean, I don't know. I don't
that's
know.
like the top of my head though.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. We should go back and grade draft classes one episode because we're this next month is dog
Yeah,
days.
we can do that. We can do that.
It's dog days soon.
Maybe like make a tier list video on like how like
Yeah,
who
all
we
the
think,
draft classes.
yeah, draft classes, and like who we think is gonna be Hall of Famer or something like
Because
that.
now it's gonna be time to do NBA predictions in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir.
No God.
Now, do you want to talk about the trades that happened?
I think we hit them all besides the Mikal Bridges one.
Yeah, we didn't really go in depth, but the
What, 6 first-round picks in total?
five first round picks and Bojan Bogdanovic, shout out him, former Pacer. They traded him
Awful.
and 5 first round picks
Awful.
to the Nets for Mikal Bridges.
Awful. Overpay.
Yeah, 100% over. That's the type of like haul you get for like Kevin Durant.
What are
Like,
the Knicks
bruh.
doing?
Yeah, Villanova Knicks. What can you say?
God, I hate fuck Villanova. Honestly, fuck that team. Fuck them. I hate them.
Can you explain why?
Villanova did to the 2016 Oklahoma Sooners is kind of like what not Kevin McCullough. What Terrence Shannon did to Iowa State in the March Madness.
No, I wouldn't even say that. He only dropped
It was
29.
Okay, to be fair, it's kind of like what.
Okay, hey, how about you do something that helps us? It's what Iowa State did to Houston in the Big 12 championship.
Or it's like if Terrence Shannon was actually a rapist, it's what. Yeah,
BT, we don't talk about that no more, buddy.
if he was.
Gosh, look who's talking shit on him now.
Sorry, guys.
How the tides have turned. Or
Sorry, that Illinois guy still lives in my head rent free, pisses me off. Trivia time. Too. We have 28 minutes till the debate, so. Or we can just not do trivia.
We can do trivia.
All right, you gotta. Is it your turn?
Yeah, but are we doing points? Because last time I got
No, let's just not do fucking points anymore. We'll call it a tie. It's way too hard to keep.
Let's pick a player in the NBA.
Okay.
Because I think that will.
Right. We did that last week.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do recent draft picks or no?
No, just because we're not really familiar.
Okay. So bye Bronny James.
I got mine.
So they had to be on an NBA roster
This year, yep.
and you had to play. Okay. Hold on.
They're still on the roster, and you can look at like standings and stuff like that. Okay, and like look at teams.
Okay.
I got my.
Can I pull up mine real quick?
We're gonna skip over MLB just because BT's team is dog shit, and
yeah, and we have something we have to get to. Since we're first time presidential voters, we have to watch the debate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So. I'll just go first.
Okay.
Is your player in the Western Conference?
No.
Okay.
Is your player in the Eastern Conference?
You said Eastern?
Yep.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so is your player in the Atlantic Division?
Atlantic. No.
Okay.
Let's narrow this down. So he's in the Western Conference. Let's go with. Did your player's team make the playoffs this past year?
Does that include playing?
No.
So you had to be one of the 8 teams?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Is your player in the Central Division?
No.
Okay, so it's a South.
Okay, let's just get the fucking. Hold on. Is your player in the Pacific Division?
Yes.
Fuck.
Did your player? Does your player's team have the color blue in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um. mm, Did did your hmm did your player's team have more than 47 wins?
No.
Okay.
Did your player's team make the playoffs?
Yeah. Yep.
So that leaves it down to the Orlando Magic.
Hmm. Is your player a teammate that has won an MVP?
Yes.
Okay.
Is your player a starter?
No.
Okay. So. Okay.
Is your team is the player your is your player's team the Golden State Warriors?
No.
Just fucking guessed it. You fucking I hate you. No, that's not like that.
Is your player a guard?
Let me check.
According to the ESPN Orlando Magic depth chart.
Yep. All right. Is your player Chris Duarte?
No. Dude, you're completely okay. I'm not gonna say anything.
I said lower than 45 or lower than 47
said
wins.
less than. Wait, you said
Less
higher.
than.
You said more than 47. I swear to God, you said more than
I said
47.
I will
No.
replay this fucking podcast.
You said. Okay, hold on. Well, it doesn't matter because the team has. Okay,
Oh, okay. Wait.
I just gave you the fucking team, so it's kind of like in the middle.
Okay, so yeah,
So
all right.
you said your player's not a guard.
He is a guard.
Oh, he is a guard,
Mhm.
and he's not a starter.
Mhm.
Hold on. It's gonna be really stupid, so I'm gonna make sure I'm right here. Was your player drafted in the lottery? Makes 14 or up.
I'm well aware. No.
Okay, I know who your player is.
Is your player Bull?
No. Is your player Cole Anthony?
No.
Wait, what? Okay, he was not what? What? Okay, whatever.
Alright. Let's see. Do you have any affiliation with any of these players?
Okay, then I'm down to 2.
Is your player 6'6" or taller?
Yes.
Okay.
Is your player Gary Harris?
No.
A guard? Okay. Are you considering him a guard? Oh, you are considering him a guard. Okay. I know who it is. I know who it is, I think. You're considering him a guard, but he's listed as a forward.
I said taller than 6'6", right?
Yep.
So it's either Bobo. No, it's not Bobo. Oh, there's a lot of players here. Is your player Udoka Azubuike?
No. Is your player Joe Ingles?
Yeah.
Sorry, what? No, you have a rebuttal.
Okay. Okay, so it's not. Okay.
Why are you guessing the Suns players?
Because I said
47 wins, and I said the team has 47 wins.
47 or higher.
And I said low. I said they don't have 47 or higher.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, wait.
You
said 40. You said they won 47.
I said 47 or high.
You said higher than 47. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Fast forward this. Hold on. Hold on, I'm pulling up. Sorry.
I said 47 or high.
We're going back here. Like 14 or up. Okay, that's before that. I just gave you the fucking team, so. Hold on. More than 47. I swear to God, you said more than 47. No, that's back. Oh, BT, more than 47.
I hate you. Is your player a starter?
No.
Okay.
BT, you said more than 47.
No.
Is your team the player? Is your player's team the Golden State Warriors?
Okay, no, that's back.
Is your player a teammate that has won an MVP?
That's before that.
No. Okay. And did your player's team have more than 47 wins?
You didn't say 47 or more. You said more than 47.
More than 47.
They do not have. I told
Lakers.
you, and I
The
said.
fuck? So yeah, this is stupid.
And I said.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking guess here because I guess I only got. Jesus fuck. I wouldn't have asked the 6 question.
4K.
You also said something else. I don't know.
No, we just reviewed
I don't know.
it.
It's technicality. Technicality.
You have to say 47 or more.
All right, I'm gonna guess fucking Rui Hachimura.
It was Cam Reddish.
I was gonna say Cam Reddish too. I was looking at him.
Well, I guess we have 15 minutes till the debate, so I don't think you guys want our political opinions on watching a debate.
Go
live.
Trump. Fuck Biden. Go Trump.
There you go. All right. Yep. Now we're getting canceled. Taken off YouTube.
Good. Do it.
We're
I'll
getting
do it for
censored.
Trump.
Oh. Okay.
Oh my god, my mom's calling me.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we will be back in 2 weeks. Thank you guys for watching.
Yep.